What's up? This is Idma slash Irma. Um, Today I'm going to talk about psychological safety, and feels like a big word, but if we break it down, psychological is all going to be about your brain, how your brain interprets, you know, inputs that are coming in, environmental factors that are happening around you, how it interprets how you're feeling inside, and then our favorite word, safety, which is a big word. It can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. I think in this context, I'm mainly going to be speaking about it from a friendship perspective, and just how I feel and think about psychological safety. You may have also heard about psychological safety through the work environment. So there was like this big thing right after, the pandemia, that companies were focusing on this because people were remote and because people were, maybe feeling not heard or were being passive aggressive. And so there's that side of it, but I'm going to be just talking about it more so from a friendship perspective because friendships are cool. Friendships are everlasting sometimes, and they just, I don't know, friends are just there for us. And I think a big part of friends being there for us and building friendships that are really unique and special and aligned comes down to psychological safety. And I'm going to read something here really quick that I pulled up, but this is a quote from Benjamin Taylor. It says, "When a friendship succeeds, that person is giving back to you the feeling you wish you could give to yourself and seeing the person you wish to be in the world." Which is it's a pretty big quote there. And it kind of, again, shows me how opening up, sharing your thoughts and feelings, sharing what bothers you, sharing what makes you happy, sharing what makes you nervous. All these are things that the more that you are able to express to the people around you, whether it's friendship or a loved one or even a stranger, right? Like, you will be able to do that if there is psychological safety. And I've been in scenarios, right, in previous friendships where I haven't felt psychologically safe. I felt maybe, whether it was that person doing it on purpose, but maybe sometimes I felt judged. Maybe sometimes I felt like I couldn't really be myself, right? And maybe you feel this way too with certain friendships or relationships that you have in your life where you kind of have to be a little bit filtered. And that is not fun, one. And two, like, it creates this environment of, toxicity. It creates an environment of misalignment, where people might have to shut down different pieces of themselves to stay on your good side or for you to stay on their good side. And kind of to bring this full circle, it's like even just thinking about what it means to be in a relationship that is not psychologically safe or a friendship that is not psychologically safe, you're basically not being you. You are, again, if I use the word filtering yourself down to what you think is the way to act and move and be, because there is no safety, because there is no mutual understanding. Maybe there's not that foundation of communication. And so, it's one of those things with psychological safety that it's kind of hard to build. I think, like, especially like as you get older, it gets a little bit easier because I think you know yourself more, right? So as I've gotten older, I can express like, hey, I am a pretty like laid back person. I might not show my excitement all the time, but like I am excited deep down. And also, like, I'm going to ask a lot of questions. I'm going to be curious. I also need a lot of alone time and space to think, right? To form a response, um to be me, right? And I think knowing those things about myself, I can then share that with my friends. And in a psychologically safe environment and in a psychologically safe friendship, I feel the space, I feel the availability to be able to do that. And it's not only thinking about me and, hey, is this person showing up in a way that allows me to feel calm and at ease, and they allow me the space to think so that I can be heard. It's not only that, but it's also how am I doing that for them, right? And so it's like this two-way street, very similar to a relationship or a friendship, relationship, etc. Like thinking, you have to think about it in the two forms. You have to think about it, how am I showing up in this space where am I listening, right? Am I giving space for that person to talk? Am I giving space for them to express themselves without judgment? Am I allowing them a space to be honest if I did something that put them off or made them feel away? Like, am I creating a space where they can come to me if there's those feelings that they're having? Just that one side, which takes a lot of like inner work to be able to get to a place of like just being, I don't know if the word's humble, but just like being okay with the fact that like you're going to make mistakes. You're going to say things that are going to rub people the wrong way. And if that person feels comfortable because you've created a space for them to feel comfortable, they're going to come to you and share that feedback. And I think that's feedback that we want as humans, right? I want that feedback because I want to keep getting better at being a human. I want to keep getting better at being compassionate and being kind, and being a good listener and showing up for people. And also that's a way of me showing up for myself, right? And this continuous improvement, I guess that you can call it, of self-discovery and self-growth and everything. And yeah, so I guess like all to say, I just wanted to pop on here and talk about psychological safety because I think it's not something we talk a lot about in friendships. I think we talk a lot about it, at work because we're trying to like collaborate and we're trying to work together. But honestly, like friendship is a version of that. You're working with another person to like curate a space where you both feel comfortable and curate a space where like you can both be your true, genuine, authentic, honest, funny, quirky, weird, upset, frustrated selves, right? Because that is you. And psychological safety to me equals two people, right? If we're talking about a friendship with one other person, two people that have aligned in a way to say, we are here for each other. This is how we communicate. This is what I need out of a friendship. This is how you can interact with me if I'm feeling low or happy, or if I'm feeling dark, I need you to I would love for you to help me pull me out of that dark spot. It's that ability to share, right? I think if there's a block or a blockage in you being able to share, there might not be psychological safety in that relationship, and that doesn't mean there can't ever be, but it's just a data point that you can use for that friendship in general, where you can take that and be like, cool, I know now. It's very like yin and yang, black and white, like, light and dark. Now that I know what this side looks like, I can then move forward in a way where, I can start to communicate that I need certain things out of a friendship, that this other person can come to me with certain things that they need, and get to that point of having a psychologically safe friendship. And this is not to say once you have psychological safety, it'll always remain there. No, it is a constant, like, you're constantly working at it. Just as you're constantly working on yourself in different ways, your friendships need that same nurture and like nourishment, right? And that watering. So I'm curious, like, I guess the question for y'all is like, do you feel like you have psychologically safe friendships? Or even if you can take it from an emotional standpoint, do you feel like emotionally safe in your friendships? So I'm very curious to hear from you, if those are friendships that you currently have today, and what do they look like? Like, how did you get to that point of having a psychologically safe friendship? And how does it feel? How does it feel to be, just like you and without any without any worries, right? Yeah. So that's my little little thought of the day that I was curious about, your experiences, but also like just sharing how I think about it. Cool. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.